Tesla just continues to disappoint.
336,068 vehicles delivered in the first quarter for Tesla.
Analysts had braced for a slowdown, but not this big of a slowdown, Craig.
Tesla was once the darling of the electric vehicle world, modern, unstoppable, and riding a wave of unshakable investor confidence. Then, in less than 3 months, that seemingly endless ascent crashed into a brutal reality. By December 18, 2024, Tesla's stock soared to $488.54. But by March 11, 2025, it had plunged to $217, wiping out almost $900 billion in market value. Now, a new political storm has erupted, with Elon Musk's name tangled in controversies that have become impossible to ignore.
New numbers from Tesla show its annual EV sales declined for the first time in more than a decade. Tesla's fourth quarter deliveries fell short of expectation, prompting stock prices to dip a little bit lower.
Meanwhile, the first quarter earnings for 2025 loom on the horizon. Stick around, because Tesla's fight for survival has only just begun. At the heart of Tesla's turmoil lies a paradox that's too glaring to overlook. A future-focused, eco-innovative automaker undermined by the very figure who once propelled it to greatness. Musk's relentless political involvements, recently magnified by an ill-timed multi-million-dollar donation to a controversial Wisconsin Supreme Court race, have spurred waves of resentment among longtime supporters. Protesters don't head for government offices anymore. They gather outside Tesla dealerships, furious that a brand once synonymous with progress seems to have sold its soul to partisanship. Within the financial markets, the panic has been just as sharp. Fear replaced fervor when Tesla's stock began spiraling. 7 consecutive monthly losses, stacking up since June of 2022, painted an alarming pattern even before the stock's record breach in late 2024. Investors who believed in Tesla as an unwavering champion of clean energy found themselves facing a gut-wrenching question. Was this crash a momentary blip in an otherwise bright future, or a sign of deeper, more permanent damage? Adding fuel to the fire, Tesla's fundamentals have started to falter. According to recent European market data, the company's car sales in Germany alone dropped by 76%, alarming given that the nation's overall electric vehicle market was up by double digits.
In Europe, it was even worse, especially in France and Germany, where sales last month plummeted by more than 60%.
Insiders suggest political backlash and price competition as dual causes. But the feeling of betrayal persists among fans who once idolized Musk's vision of a green, tech-savvy utopia. Now, with Tesla forced to juggle shrinking market share and global criticism, the question is whether it can handle the barrage of external pressures without unraveling from within. At center stage, of course, stands Elon Musk. For years, Musk single-handedly served as Tesla's marketing engine, spending $0 on advertising while splashing his presence across social media. As one commentator quipped, his compensation was also their marketing budget. But that brilliant personal branding became a double-edged sword. Ties to the Trump administration, underscored by a $270-something million donation in prior years, escalated last month when Musk-backed political action committees publicly threw support behind judges with polarizing stances. Analysts warn of a double CEO syndrome, where Musk's political dreams overshadow the urgent business of running Tesla. It doesn't help that internal conflicts at Tesla have flared. Executives, once united in rallying behind Musk's dynamic vision, are now split over how much the brand's slump is due to raw market forces versus the founder's politics. Some argue that Tesla's crusher might just be aggressive competition, especially from China. Companies like BYD, known for rapid innovation and lower price points, now command a substantial portion of the global market, 22%, which is more than double Tesla's 10% share. A few executives blame undercooked product strategies. The Cybertruck was plagued with overblown promises, from bulletproof exteriors that cracked to random glitch reports. Recall notices have poured in since the truck's launch, reinforcing doubts about Tesla's once iconic reliability. Meanwhile, powerful external forces loom. U.S. regulators scrutinized Tesla's autopilot features after a series of high-profile accidents.
A Tesla involved in a fatal Fontana crash was on autopilot. CHP says the car was operating Tesla's automated system during the May 5th crash.
German officials have grown wary, some labeling Musk's ties to certain U.S. federal agencies a security risk that might influence market access. There's also the chilling suggestion of federal favoritism, with ethics complaints linking Starlink, its privileged licensing, and Tesla's competitive edge back to Musk's personal political connections. Alongside these tensions, employees share stories of factory slowdowns because top leadership was busy navigating Washington politics instead of product rollouts. Morale has dipped, stocks have crashed, and the brand's outsized persona, once an invaluable asset, has practically taken on the role of a destructive liability. But Musk isn't the only player in this drama. International corporations like Honda, capturing around 5% of the US electric vehicle segment within a year of launching EV models, have revealed Tesla is no longer the unchallenged pioneer. Wall Street analysts, increasingly skeptical, whisper that Tesla's board must decide if it's time to part ways with the man who made the company a household name. As these debates rage, the next few weeks could decide Tesla's fate. Tesla's troubles aren't contained within American borders. The global electric vehicle market is marching onward. Europe now invests heavily in green initiatives, while Asia sees the rise of formidable new challengers. The irony is potent. A brand revered worldwide as an emblem of cutting-edge, climate-friendly innovation finds its reputation tarnished by US-centric political fervor. In places like Germany, where the market for EVs expanded by nearly 1/3, Tesla's brand has nosedived, with sales dipping by more than 3/4. Eco-consumers who once championed Tesla's cause are reconsidering their loyalty after seeing daily headlines of Musk rubbing elbows with controversial figures. Meanwhile, Chinese automakers are forging ahead with cheaper, tech-savvy models that appeal to budget constraints worldwide. BYD, Geely, and emerging contenders keep slashing prices, positioning themselves to outcompete Tesla at every turn. As record-breaking EV adoption continues across Asia and Europe, Tesla's previous advantage shrinks. The brand's once prized cool factor now reads as an afterthought when overshadowed by news of the latest protest or recall. Some European regulators even mull limiting Tesla's operational access because Musk's leadership of a US federal department, informally nicknamed DOGE, could pose potential conflicts. With every new story about Musk's political pursuits, analysts foresee potential blockades that cut Tesla out of the world's second most lucrative EV market. These international constraints might shape how Tesla recovers, if it does. Tesla's battered reputation also impacts technology deals. Companies once clamoring for Tesla's battery patents now hesitate, wary of forging partnerships with an increasingly polarizing brand. All these forces underline a central truth. Tesla's drama is no isolated glitch. It symbolizes a break in the gravitational pull of Musk's persona. Even new markets can't fully offset the damage of political volatility, especially when freewheeling commentary from the CEO can spark a social media uproar in seconds. The global ripples continue to spread, and the vacant hush in Tesla showrooms could be the story's ominous side effect. Right now, the entire automotive and tech world is on edge, waiting for Tesla's next remark and Musk's latest stunt. Tesla's board has grown quiet, distancing itself from its once all-powerful leader. 11 days ago, in a rare statement, the company insisted that its AI and robotics programs remain on schedule despite heightened external distractions. But that same day, leaked reports suggested Tesla might consider spinning off certain divisions if the stock continues its downward slope. Battered shareholders, desperate for a stability patch, want to know if Musk can still steer Tesla toward growth. There's an upcoming first quarter earnings call in April 2025 that could serve as a bellwether. Positive news could spark at least a temporary rally, restoring faith in a brand that was, until recently, unstoppable. However, lingering fears of an outright meltdown persist if Musk's political entanglements overshadow crucial product launches. especially if the rumored layoffs and prospective brand revamps intensify. While some commentators see a path to redemption, particularly if Tesla invests more heavily in driverless taxi fleets or advanced robotics, others argue the company's identity has become inseparable from its founders' controversies. In a world where the perception of neutral green energy matters more than ever, the vitriol swirling around Musk may well exceed Tesla's threshold for damage control. Unless the automaker decisively reclaims its original mission, the next wave of competition could wipe out Tesla's leadership momentum for good. And so Tesla stands at a precarious crossroads, staring down steep market erosion, a fierce field of emerging rivals, and the shadow of an outspoken founder who might be more hindrance than help. Everything hangs in the balance: share value, corporate identity, global trust in its brand. One question looms above every anxious shareholder, employee, and customer. Can Tesla survive if it stays tethered to Elon Musk, or must it break away to find a path forward? With campaign controversies piling higher each day, in a critical earnings season only weeks away, that choice may define not just Tesla's fate, but the very future of electric mobility itself.